Today, we will be presenting the Transdisciplinary Play-Based Assessment. This PowerPoint was created by Kate Malott, Maddie Robbins, Sarah Shaw, and Sarah Reeves.
The author of the Transdisciplinary Play-Based Assessment is Tony Linder, and the publisher is Brooks Publishing.
The characteristics of the TPBA are that it is play-based, dynamic, functional, flexible, collaborative, child and family focused, strengths-based, and sensitive to child and family differences.
The purpose of this assessment is to determine the eligibility for specialized education services, to determine individualized family service plans, IFSP, or individualized education plans, IEP, to identify intervention strategies or intervention plans, and to determine age levels which show the child's strengths, skills, and any developmental concerns.
This assessment is not a standardized, norm-referenced assessment, it is not a criterion-referenced assessment, and it is not a developmental checklist, but it is a process that uses multiple sources of information to determine strengths and needs. It is systematic, and it is observational.
Who is this assessment for? Children birth to age 6 years, who are children labeled untestable, children with limited mobility, and children who are at risk for developmental delays.
In this assessment, cognition, speech and language, gross and fine motor skills, sensory and emotional and social skills are assessed.
The results are in the form of qualitative and quantitative information showing the skill level, learning style, interaction patterns, contexts for development, intervention objectives, and a rating scale.
In this assessment, there are multiple different disciplines involved. They all work together for the benefit of the client. These may be a psychologist, speech-language pathologist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, teacher, optometrist, audiologist, or a pediatrician.
Roles include a family facilitator, play facilitator, videographer, and observers.
When administering this assessment, you will need a range of play categories, familiar and unfamiliar experiences, problem-solving opportunities, sensory stimulations, social play opportunities, communication opportunities, and motor skill opportunities.
Components needed include information from parents, including a child and history questionnaire and a family assessment of the child's functioning tools, including daily routines, rating form, and All About Me questionnaire.
Some other components include observations, which are observation guidelines and age tables, analysis and discussion of information, and program planning and recommendations for intervention.
Before the evaluation, you'll need the following information from the family: developmental, health, social, behavior, and daily routine information.
Some observations that should be noted are key events: how the child enters the new environment, responds to new people or the presence of a group, interacts and plays with new toys, transitions from one activity to another, deals with challenging tasks, responds to limits from parents and/or play facilitators, and tolerates brief separation from caregivers.
After the evaluation, you will integrate and share information, discuss with the family, and write a holistic report that reflects those involved. What skills, behaviors, and processes the child is ready for and why, how next steps can be addressed, and examples of activities to support learning.
In this assessment, play facilitation is very important. Some examples and some helpful tips are to watch and wait, do nothing and say nothing. Sometimes as SLPs we are scared of silence, This should not be the case because the child should be able to have time to understand and comprehend what we are saying to them. Prompt, suggest, or provide physical support as needed. Imitate, take turns, model actions or language, open-ended questions and comments, respond immediately to all initiations, and enthusiasm is contagious. These are so important to remember during the facilitation of play.
Documentation includes a cheat sheet, observation notes, and TPBA summary form.
Here is an example of a cheat sheet. Notice that one section is labeled skill and the other one is activity. An example would be pretend and symbolic play, and the activity for this is baby play, kitchen play, and play with small figures.
Here is an example of what an observation note will look like.
Next, we have a summary form. The different sections of this include rating, cognitive, speech and language, physical motor, sensory processing, social emotional, adaptive and self-help, and physical health.
While analyzing observations, you will identify the range of skills observed, identify mode or age range most observed, identify splinter skills, and identify behaviors, learning styles, interactions, and what supports are needed. Use caution when sharing developmental age levels with parents.
Here are the 2 resources we used to create a PowerPoint about the transdisciplinary play-based assessment. We hope this was helpful to you. Thank you for watching.